Hey guys, it's Matt here from Henry Schein. Just wanting to do a quick video on Planmeca and the workflow within Remexis that you can achieve within the software. So the good thing about Planmeca, obviously everything's all in the one place, from scanning, designing for crown and bridge, model building, model comparison if you wanted to compare different scans to one another to show patients that they've worn certain areas in their mouth, implant placement, so you can do implant placement and do a surgical guide as well. X-rays in here, and also another really cool app called Smile Design. So I'll just quickly show you through everything. Everything about Planmeca is open, so you can export your DICOMs or STLs to anyone you like, or your scans to anyone you like. You can bring in STL scans from anyone else or DICOMs from anyone else. But the good thing is that everything's all in here. So they've got their own cone beam, their own X-rays. They're about to release their own 3D printer. They've got their own mill. So literally within the whole system, you can use everything of theirs, and it all links into here. So it's really easy to use. There's less to learn, obviously, because it's all in the one system. The good thing also about them, as well as being totally open, there's no yearly subscriptions, so you're not getting stuck every year paying $5,000 here and there to keep your subscriptions going. So within their software, so you can see up here we're at 5.3, so all the way through the 5s, you get all your free upgrades, and then if you wanted to upgrade to version 6, it's usually a very small fee that you're not having to pay a lot for. You know, quite often it can be something close to $1,000 or something like that. Once again, depending on what systems and whatnot you've got, and I'm not sure about future pricing either. So, but that's our CAD/CAM world that I'm talking. So, I'll quickly show you all the tools and all the features that there are. So first thing I wanted to show, I'll skip away from X-rays because I don't do that. So the next one will be Smile Design. So Smile Design allows you, as you can see here, to bring a patient in and give them a new tooth, a new lease on life. So you can show them what they're going to look like after their treatment if they wanted to go ahead with their implant crown or something like that. So I've just used a couple of tools. I've used a mirror tool within the brush here to paint behind the crown, just to give me a little bit of extra colouring in the background, and then you can quite easily change the shade either down here or just here. So after that's done, you can export the case, so you can show the patient clearly this is what you're going to look like, and then you can export it into your CAD/CAM case. So your CAD/CAM case, you can use that design to, if I just click that, you can pull that over the top of your CAD/CAM design to be able to replicate what you've already designed for the patient, so that they know what they're getting and it's pretty realistic to what you've shown them. So that's a Smile Design. So really cool feature, really easy to be able to promote why someone should go ahead with a certain treatment. 3D, so this is your CBCT merged with an intraoral scan. So you can see just down here, the purple section's the intraoral scan, the cone beam there. So the first thing you need to do is, so in the original page, you can, and I'll just move myself here, you can go 3D import, or you can capture your own image, obviously, if you've got a cone beam. Once that's done, you go fit to model, so then you can fit by using several points across the scan, you can essentially link these intraoral scan and the cone beam together, so you know that when you're creating your guide, it's going to be sitting perfectly on the cone beam. So from here as well, if you wanted to, so the very next step after they're merged, we can go back in and we can draw the panoramic curve. So where are we? I'll just go back into here. So panoramic curve, so it'll take us into that view. And then just here is where you can draw your panoramic curve. You can edit it as well if you wanted to edit it, depending on exactly where it is. But that gives you an idea on what you can do to draw it. Literally, you're just using this, and then you place out the points and create your curve. So you can obviously slice through here, so you're making sure that the curve's going through the right position. And then obviously you can see where I initially drew that curve. It was too high within the scan, so but that gives you an idea of how easy it is to do. After you've placed your panoramic curve, there are automatic ones that you can choose as well, but that's that. And then the next step is placing your implant. So we click on the implant, we choose one out of our library. So by horizon is the one I always choose, funnily enough. You choose a tooth, I'll choose the implant. On this one, we're just going to choose that one. You can choose if you want a pilot, sleeve, or fully guided. You know, so depending on exactly what one you want to choose, you know, you can pick any one of those. You say what tooth it is, and you can add it to the plan. Once it's added to the plan, it'll pop up around about here. You click exactly where you want it, and then you start to fiddle around with exactly position-wise where you want it. So you can move it around and whatnot. Likewise here, you can move around all your angles, and likewise you can move around your angles here. So you can set it within view, obviously these lines here. So you can rotate it around the panoramic curve and make sure you're happy with it. We can also reduce, hold on, I'll just get that out, and that's the implant view. So within here you can reduce the size of the lines that you're wanting to, let's just reduce this down so you can see there. So then you're getting a more detailed view, nuanced view of the implant, exactly where it's sitting across the spectrum of where you're placing it. So after that's all done, you can then create your surgical guide. So I'll just quickly come over here. So after you choose your implant, now you can choose your surgical guide. So, or now you can create it. So it's a simple case of getting your path of insertion, so looking straight down, so you're eliminating your undercuts. Obviously the red areas are your undercuts. Set manually, so that's now set. Draw guide area, so this is where you want to draw your guide. So sorry about that wobble there, that's my mouse pad, it has a lump in it. You can see, same area. Gets me every time. So now from here, you can choose what printer you're choosing. So Planmaker Creo is a printer that's just about to be released. So it's got the preset settings here for that. Remove sharp edges, preview guide. So this is going to take a little bit. You can see it generating down the bottom here. So this is how you generate the guide. Really quick and easy process. After that's been created, then you can obviously do a quick trim up of any material that you don't want within the guide area. So there are other features, so removing material, that's what I'm going to use to do a quick trim. Add bar, that's what you'd do to click on 2 points to add a bar between areas, and you can adjust the thickness of the bar as well. You can also add text, so adding text obviously allows you to you know, put a name on there so that when it prints out. So to give you an idea, the Creo 3D printer would take, you know, half an hour to an hour to print out a surgical guide. In terms of resin costs, the cost would be about $5 to $10 to $15 depending on the size of the guide that you're creating. And then obviously you just fit your sleeve in there. So it's a really quick and easy process, as you can see right here. So that's my guide created. And then I'll just, from here, I can go remove material. So I'll increase the size of that. And oh man, this mouse is killing me. So you can trim up some material there. Trim up some material there, trim up some material here. And then let's rotate, rotate this around. And we'll just rotate it a little bit more. So once you've done your guide, you can see that's pretty good. We can then go add bar. So by adding bar, let's say you want one from there to there, done. And that's 2 mils, so you can make it thicker if you wanted to. So let's just do one more for a bit of retraction for the front lip. So let's just go one from here to here, done. So a little bit thicker so that you can keep that front lip out of it. You can also use the delete feature to take any material away from here, but that's pretty good on there. You can, if you really wanted to, also do remove material. We'll just reduce that down in size. If you wanted to make sure it's seated properly, you can put a few little holes here and there. Make sure it's seated down as you place it into the patient's mouth. And add text is where you add the text on. So let's just and then wherever you place the guide within here, which let's rotate this around and bring it just there. So create. So there you go. So then that is all done. So that's your guide ready to go. So you can see how easy it is. Obviously it will print out with support. So after that prints out, you do a little bit of a trim just on a lathe or something like that, or even a burr, just to take away some of the supports after it's 3D printed. And then you hit create guide to do that. I'm not going to save it at this point in time because we'll carry on to other workflows. So models, this is a really cool workflow. So we'll double click on this one. This is a scan that I did. So it's pretty quick and easy. So once you've done your scan, click on this model, generate a solid model. So this is a solid one right now. Done. Solid model, that can be printed out. If you wanted to hollow it out to 2mm. Then you can print that out, save yourself some material costs. So it's really easy to be able to do a scan. And so if I just quickly show you start scanning, I'll show you the scanner in this particular part of the software. Sorry, I got... So that shows you how quick and easy it is to do a scan. You can use a trim, so you can go over any areas that you don't want. And you can go from there. You can generate the model. So that will then generate, and then you can turn that into what I just showed you before. Another really cool feature within this software is if you were to generate this model and have the other model that I just did as well. So that's now generated. So if I go OK, you can overlay the two by using this tool here to make sure that you're happy with everything. So this is just setting the plane, done, and then if you want to turn it into a model, okay. So there you go. Now if you want to compare, so there are two, you can add the two together, and then it will show you any differences between certain scans. So now that is obviously I think that the software needs a little bit more data to try and match the two perfectly together, but it gives you an idea of what you can do. So that's that. So models, CAD-CAM. So this is a big one. So this is 2 minutes left, so I'm going to push through on this. So crown, so you can go scan in here and then obviously go straight to your design from your scan. And I've done most of this workflow, so I'm just going to try and squeeze this in a minute. So, but it gives you an idea of everything that can be achieved within all this one software. And you know, this is taking you through every single workflow they've got. So you mark your tooth, you choose a library, and then from here we can choose margin. Now when you paint your margin, you can use trace and then click around your margin. From there, plan, so you move this tooth using the rotate, resize and move into the right position, and then from there you go to design. So design, you can generate the model, generate the design, so that's been generated already, and then you can adjust it and move it around using all these tools in here. Rubber, move, dropper, smooth, define. If you wanted to add in any little extra bits and pieces, you can check the thickness. You can check your contact points. So your contact points you want to have around about that aqua color. So that might be a bit heavy, so you can use a smooth surface just to reduce that contact point. And done. After that, you hit mill, and then it will go to the sprue position, so you can move that around. Once you're happy with that, you can get sent to mill standard or detailed, depending on if it was an inlay, onlay, posterior, anterior, and then OK, and then that would send your job to the mill. So within 15 minutes, I've shown you really briefly over every software at this point in time, CAD-CAM, that can help your business. achieve to be able to go digital. So hope you enjoyed, and take care. Thanks guys. Bye.